Hello and welcome to my review of issue 63 of the Warhammer 40,000 Conquest magazine. This issue includes 10 Poxwalkers and 1 Death Guard Plague Marine. Now, a box of 10 Poxwalkers will set you back £10, and the Plague Marine, well, technically you get 7 Plague Marines for £30, so that's about £4 each. So we can already say that these included miniatures would normally set you back £14 separately. So that's a nice little saving of £6 there or so. But for all intents and purposes, they are the same Poxwalkers and Plague Marines that you'd get in the Dark Imperium box set that came out quite a few years ago now. Now, firstly, what we'll do is we'll have a look at the magazine itself. So we'll just move the minis out the way. It introduces the Death Shroud Terminators. There they are there. I think in my first look, I probably said something along the lines of, I wasn't too sure about them, 3 of them being 3 for £35, but they are truly awesome miniatures and much bigger than I expected them to be. Then you've got an article about Legacy of Secrecy for Dark Angels, the Eldari, the Many Faces of the Eldari, and then successor chapters for Raven Guard. So it does jump about so much from Death Guard to Eldari to successor chapters to Dark Angels, and then it jumps back over to the Silver Templars Battle for Navaris, and then goes on to Navaris Enslaved, the Heretic Astartes of the Flawless Host, and then Navaris Liberated. A little look at the reports are there. And how to build them. Death Guard reinforcements, building more Restless Dead. Basically you've got an alternate build there. I have done the alternate build. I've basically given him the plasma gun and put this different head on him, so he looks completely different to my other miniature. Hold your breath, it is a painted miniature. I know something's happened to the warp, but it is a painted miniature, my lord. So as you can see, this is what the miniature would normally look like if you follow the instructions, but I've changed it and turned it into this one. So there you go. Then it just shows you how to build the Poxwalkers over 3 pages. They're silly easy to build. A few of them only have like 1 part or so, like literally like a head, you know, different heads. They only go on the specific bodies that they're accompanied with, and that's it. That's them all done. They'll take you hardly any time at all to put together, but a fair bit longer to paint. To destroy a plague, a nice little rules mission. Hold back the horde. You've got this big old sewer vent thing, and then look at the next 2 issues. The next issue I'll be doing a first look and review all in one, because it's just got Astro Granite base texture paint, which normally set you back about £4.75, but the magazine's £8, so you're losing money on that one. I'll say that in the first look. And then issue 65 gives us the Space Marine heroes. Not really 41st millennium. I mean, you could kind of push them as 41st millennium, but these miniatures were around in one of the Horrors Heresy box games. There were 2, and one introduced plastic cataphracti armour, and the other one introduced sort of older armour, which looks very reminiscent to Primaris armour nowadays. It borrows a few of its cues from the older armour sets. I want to say that's Mark IV armour. I'm so rusty with my armour at the moment. Anyway, we'll do a first look and review of that issue. So we'll just move this to one side and we'll look at the minis themselves. So these are the same minis that we had in one of the earlier issues, just with the Poxwalkers. So you've had a good close-up of this Plague Marine with a special weapon and a massive plague knife, more like a plague sword, and the plasma gun. Then all of these Poxwalkers are individual and different. They all have a little story to tell. You've got some of them that have some bionics meshed in with them, with all their intestines and spots and pitted skin and things showing, some without eyeballs for some reason. This guy has got a load of like fur and spikes, a bit like a fly on him, holding this kind of like pipe tubing with a bit of a flamer on the end. You got this guy scratching his armpit. No, he's got a couple of arms growing and a plague sword. Yeah, they all look very disgusting. This one who looks like he's got like a lab coat and trailing this big wooden mallet thing with a little bell on there. And this guy with a load of horns and nails hammered through the horns. Maybe this guy's helped him with it, and a plague knife. And then you've got this one with a canister. I'd aim for that canister. Hopefully there's some fuel in there, blow him to smithereens. And then this one with some kind of wrench that's been wrapped up with a spike. It's kind of improvised weapons. This one here, I guess, used to be some kind of gun or shotgun with a big bayonet thing that they've fashioned onto it. And these as well. So this one with an upside down kind of weapon with his belly hanging out, and this one here with tentacles coming out wrapped around this kind of hammer and some kind of mask. Really pushing the envelope, these were, in terms of just how disgusting they looked. And yeah, they really do fit the Nurgle theme more than the other gods, I have to say. I mean, Khorne do an alright job, and the new Slash models are getting there, but yeah, Tzeentch and Khorne are falling a bit behind now. I definitely would like to see some kind of followers, worshippers of those cults. That would be fantastic, and I hope Games Workshop focus on demons very soon. So let's go through some size comparisons. I already kind of did a size comparison with the painted Plague Marine, but here's another one. Same size, of course. And yeah, this Plague Marine compared to the Potswalkers, he towers above them. They are a little bit taller than kind of humanoid models. I've just got my Mythic Blight Hauler just because, just gives you an idea of how big one of these things is, surrounded by Potswalkers. It's nice to have a good selection of 20 or 30 Potswalkers just slowly shuffling along the board and gobbling up units as they do so. And then a couple more size comparisons just with my usual Imperial models. So I've got the Space Marine there on the left and a Primaris on the right, and then Slime Marbo in the middle. These Potswalkers are a little bit taller than Slime Marbo because he is on a bit of a scenic base, and certainly the Space Marines are only a little bit taller than these Potswalkers. They definitely have been blessed with growth and swelling and all the rest of it, but the Primaris still are a good head and shoulders above the rest of these. But even the Plague Marine, if you look at the Plague Marine, it's only a little bit shorter than the Primaris. Good job, Belisarius. Woke all these Primaris up, isn't it? So there you go, that's all the size comparisons. Okay, so this is my part of the review where I will go through all of the rules for the Potswalkers and the Plague Marine. What I'll do is I'll just give you a bit of a rundown for the Plague Marine's rules, and then we'll go for the full squad of Potswalkers right there. So both of them are troop choices for Death Guard army. The Plague Marine is for a squad which normally consists of 5. The movement speed is 5 inches, weapon skill and ballistic skill are both 3+, strength 4, toughness 5, 1 wound, 1 attack, leadership 7 and a save of 3+. Very similar to a Space Marine stat line, but they are a bit slower, but they are tougher. And this particular one is equipped with a plasma gun. Normally they're equipped with plague knives and bolt guns, blight grenades and crack grenades. But this plasma gun is a 24-inch range, rapid fire 1, strength 7, AP -3 and a damage of 1 weapon. Now Plague Marines typically, when you get a squad, you can have 20 in a unit, which is amazing. Really adds to their kind of stoic horde type shuffling along the board nature. And they can have all number of amazing exotic weaponry that's specific to Death Guard, such as Plague Belchers, Plague Spewers, Flails of Corruption, Bubotic Axes, Great Plague Cleavers, Maces of Contagion, and of course the Plague Swords and Plague Knives. And let's not forget they have that disgustingly resilient rule, which allows them to ignore wounds on a 5+. Fantastic. Now onto the, I say, meat of the magazine's models, which are the Potswalkers. Again, they are a troop choice and a power points cost of a 3. with a points cost of 6 per model. I forgot to mention that a normal Plague Marine is 19 points per model, and Poxwalkers you can have between 10 and 20. Plague Marines you can have between 5 and 20. So Poxwalkers, their stat line reads: they're a movement of 4 inches, weapon skill 5+, ballistic skill 6+, strength 3, toughness 3, 1 wound, 2 attacks, leadership 4, and a save of 7+. Really, really odd that they get 2 attacks and only Plague Marines get 1, and you know, Plague Marines are, like I say, the Emperor's finest, not anymore, Mortarian's finest. I always found that a little bit odd, that Space Marines usually only get 1 attack. Maybe that'll change in the future, but these Poxwalkers are getting 2 attacks each. Unit contains 10 Poxwalkers and can include up to an additional 10 Poxwalkers, so you can have 20. Apologies, I think I said that we could have 30, but it would be nice if you could have 50 in a unit, something like that. I'd definitely take a massive army of the Walking Dead. They're all equipped with these improvised weapons, which is just strength of the user, AP 0 and damage of 1. Quite pathetic really, considering their strength is only 3. They're very squidgy at toughness 3, and like I say, their save is 7+. So they're going to get squished. Their abilities, they do have disgusting and resilient, so they can ignore those wounds on a 5+. They have Curse of the Walking Pox. This is one of the main reasons why you'd pick them, is because each time an enemy infantry model is slain by a Poxwalker in the fight phase, you add 1 model to the Poxwalker's unit. So they can basically kind of convert, grow their own, turn enemy models into one of their own, into part, you know, I would like to see other humanoid Poxwalkers, people that have done conversions of Tau or Eldar or sisters even being turned, or females. You know, don't really see many females turned into these Poxwalker creatures. That would be pretty awesome. Their other ability is called Mindless. This unit never has to take morale tests. And then Diseased Horde. You can add 1 to all hit rolls for this unit in the fight phase if it contains more than 10 models. That's even more of an incentive to have 20 of them. Faction keywords: Chaos, Nurgle, Heretic Astartes, Death Guard, Infantry, and Poxwalkers. They're alright, they're very slow. In fact, they're probably one of the slowest units in the whole army, along with the Death Shroud Terminator and the Blight Lord Terminators. Very, very slow at 4 inches. One of the other reasons to get the Poxwalkers is Typhus, which is actually included in this subscription. Fantastic. Typhus has an ability called the Host of the Destroyer Hive, where friendly units of Poxwalkers increase their strength and toughness by 1 whilst they are within 7 inches of Typhus. So that means that they're getting a strength 4 and a toughness 4, so long as he's nearby. So if you've got a unit of 20 of them, or even 2 units of 20 of them, and he's nearby, that's quite a lot of bodies. And with 2 attacks each, you're looking at 80 attacks, if they all manage to get to the enemy's lines. But you know, at 4-inch movement speed, I'm sure the enemy can outmaneuver them and make tactical withdrawals, of course. Anyway, that's it for my review of issue 63. It's an alright issue. We've seen these models before, of course. I like the issues where you get a full squad of miniatures like this, but I also like the issues where you get 1 named character or 1 HQ choice, and they're pretty fun too. But what do you guys think? Please do put it in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. Papa bless.